Packers will have a first and goal. Receiver to the right, Jimmy Graham. Rodgers, quick toss in the flat, left side, got his man for the end zone, and a touchdown.
First and Goal podcast on Spreaker.com. And we're now on all your favorite platforms: iHeartRadio, Spotify, Cashbox, Google Podcasts, Tumblr, YouTube, and SoundCloud. You can always follow us on Twitter at First and Goal Pod and our Facebook page, facebook.com/First and Goal Pod 33.
Get money, yeah. Get money, yeah. Get money, yeah. Get money, yeah. Every day I'm 3, 2, 1, hey!
And welcome everybody to another live edition of First and Goal with me, your founder and producer, Jay, in the UP, and down in Georgia, our host with the most, Dave.
What's up, Packers fans and NFL fans? We have a big episode tonight.
Yes, we do. We have a huge episode tonight. We have the 150th overall pick of the 5th round for the Green Bay Packers, defensive lineman from Texas A&M, Kingsley, Keke. I can't believe it. I am so pumped to get to talk to him tonight.
Physical stud.
Yes.
Guy's built like a brick. Don't get offended, Jay, but he's built like a brick shit house. He's going to be amazing on a defensive line. I already have a feeling about it.
Oh, he's definitely going to be amazing on the defensive line. There's no doubt about that at all from my standpoint. The guy, when you look at his tape, is very versatile. He's got the one thing that the new league is looking for, which is pass rush ability. So right away, he's already got a niche just from college that he will fit very well into a rotation at a young age, I believe.
What if him and Rashawn Gary come out and become that 1-2 punch along the defensive front? Wouldn't that be cool? Everyone came out and criticizing Gary. I think he's going to come out and tear it up, especially getting those one-on-one openings. And then you get Keke along with frickin' Clark and Daniels and Smith brothers. Oh, my God. Patton is going to cause mayhem.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be very interesting, none to say that. But right for the get-go, before we do anything, we have to, do our due diligence. And that means what, Dave?
Time for the news. We got to show respect to the league and get some news about some other teams. We're not just a Packers podcast. We're an NFL podcast. Yes, we have a Packers guest. It's a big one. But we are an NFL podcast, and we like to get all the news out.
News updates.
Go ahead with the news updates then, Dave. What you got for us today?
Well, let's see. Yesterday, a tragic injury happened for the Falcons. They ended up signing Michael Bennett in the free agency season, or picking him up. And he ended up, they were just doing, I think, jog throughs yesterday. And from what I was reading, and he broke his ankle. Like, he's already out for the season. Day 1 of training camp. It's just done. And I couldn't believe it, because usually he's a pretty tough guy when it comes to that type of stuff. And he played in Seattle and Philadelphia and won 2 championships. So, I mean, he's very talented. It sucks for the Falcons because they really needed help on their defensive line. And then also, according to another injury, Alan Hearns, who had the horrific injury in Dallas in the playoff game, he was a very underrated receiver there and did a lot of the dirty work once Cooper came in, and Cooper was taking that spotlight away. They released him, and it's kind of shocking because they went ahead and they had people like Randy Gregory, who's making quite a bit of money off his rookie deal, and he's been popped hot on PEDs, drugs, all this kind of stuff. I think he's only played maybe 4 or 6 games out of 2 years, and they still have him on the team. But they cut Hearns with an injury. He didn't do anything wrong. So that just, to me, it's still Jerry Jones being Jerry Jones is the way I look at it.
Yes, Jerry Jones is always going to be Jerry Jones, and sometimes we don't understand his football decisions. But you know what? You have to say it's entertaining nonetheless. And I don't know if that isn't Jerry's ultimate goal, is to be the most entertaining and therefore profitable team in the league. Because football-wise, his son and their outfit seem
Stephen
to be
Jones is
making
amazing.
better football decisions than what Jerry has over the years, since the Super Bowl years in the early 90s. Anyway.
I read an article that Stephen Jones literally stopped his dad. He tried to pick up the phone and send in he was going to draft Johnny Manziel. And he goes, no, you're going to draft a center in the first round because he's going to be an all-pro center almost every year. And Travis Frederick, sadly, is going through something right now. But still, before that, he was solid. He was a stud. And Stephen Jones is more about football evaluation talent. Jerry's all about entertainment. If Jerry sticks to the entertainment side and Stephen sticks to football, it can be a really good combination. But Jerry needs to back off. And speaking of a rival team that, this is very funny, I have to say it, Mark Sanchez, the butt fumble QB, has retired from the NFL. So we will not be seeing any more butt fumbles in the near future or any future if another Mark Sanchez 2.0 comes out. But he is retiring. It's kind of surprising, and I'm kind of sad because I want to see some more butt fumbles.
You know, but there was a time, his first 2 years in the league, where he was...
2 AFC championships.
He did very well, and once they got away from doing what he could do and started deeming him the Sanchez, that's when his career started taking a turn for the worse. He could have been a better version of Trent Dilfer, honestly, had the right coaching staff decided to put and keep him in the right system. He wasn't a great quarterback, but I've seen worse, I guess, is all I'm saying.
I mean, we watched Rex Grossman the third play, and he was pretty bad. Also, too, I got to say this. Grossman was a game manager, and when Rex Ryan was the coach of that team, they looked like they could do some serious damage, especially with the running game they had and the defense and just like Brandon Marshall being there, especially in his prime. It looked like a good fit, and then it just all crumbled. And it looks like Rex Ryan had his meltdown, and it looks like Mark Sanchez just went down with the ship with it. That's all really. It kind of looks like he just never recovered.
Yeah.
Also, too, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
No, you go ahead. I was just going to say, yeah, you're right.
Big news, according to the Packers franchise, and I'm excited for this because I am a huge fan of this dude. He does all the dirty work on the defense, stops the run, gets to the QB, and he's getting rewarded for it, finally. Dean Lowry got extended, so he's going to get a contract extension past next year, or I believe he's going to be a free agent next year, so he got it into next year. I'm super excited. I'm just ecstatic because Lowry, like I said, does all the dirty work. And plus, you don't see many guys come from Northwestern and succeed. And he came right in and worked his way up the ladder. And whenever someone has gotten injured or he's come in, he has done everything they've asked. Pass rush, run defense, and he's been solid in it. I think when I was reading, he had, let's see, I believe he's posted 106 tackles, 7 sacks, 7 passes defended, and a forced fumble and 2 fumble recoveries in his career so far. You think those kind of numbers, and you're like, wow, how is he not starting? Well, you look at the defensive line we got, that says it all right there. And now we just added in with our guest tonight, Kingsley Keke. Man, I'm so excited because I feel like Lowry's going to take another step in his production.
There is a lot of young defensive talent on this defensive line because we also forget that even though he's going on with his 5th-year option in his 4th year, Kenny Clark is only 24 years old. That's ridiculous. Yep. I mean, just ridiculous. When we drafted him,
and there's talk of him being the top 5 defensive lineman in the league. There's people already saying it.
It's going to be very fun to watch this young group of guys get together and rip it up. Because Dean Lowry is a perfect example of another blue-collar guy. He's not flashy, but he's steadily gotten better. He's been pretty durable and healthy, and he's a solid player that is, arrows pointing up. He hasn't plateaued yet, but yet, he's not a superstar or anything, but there's still there's room to grow there, and you've seen steady growth from him each year, each game, each week kind of thing.
There's one thing right there that just points out with all the free agent signings and the draftees we got this year. They're guys that do their job, Jay. Lowry does his job. Amos does his job. He's supposed to where he's supposed to be. Same thing with Lowry. Same thing with the Smith brothers. When you look at Preston Smith, he does his job. Yeah, he didn't have the sack numbers that some other guys do, but show me another 6'4" guy, 270, that can drop into coverage like a cornerback and frickin' intercept passes. Yeah, you won't see many of them. Or is it Darius Smith? He does his job. That's what Pettin wants. If you do your job, you will get off the field and give the offense the ball. That's period it.
It's called team football, and defense is just as important working together as they say the unity on offensive line is. Because if somebody like, our favorite guy, we won't say names, does the wrong thing, it leaves a void that it kind of screws whatever good thing was happening on defense because it gives the offense an out right away. So, yes, very important to do your job on both sides of the ball. Well, actually, all three sides of the ball, quite honestly.
Yes,
you have to do your job in football. Stars are made from those that consistently do their job because guess what? When you do your job, the spectacular happens to you more frequently, FYI.
Bingo.
Anyway, we should take a break, I think, and get...
I think it's that time we need to get that big guest on.
I think we need to get him on because I want to hear more from him than people want to hear from us anyway. So we're going to break.
They hear from us all the time. We're annoying.
Right. We're gonna go call Mr. Kingsley Keke and get him on for you right after this.
Fifth round pick for the Packers.
Grinding so long, been trying this shit for years. And I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something's changed. I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now.
None other than the 150th overall pick of the Green Bay Packers, Mr. Kingsley Keke. Say hello.
What's up, y'all? What's up? I'm enjoying life. And I'm blessed to be a part of this podcast. And so, yeah, what's up?
Well, we are proud to have you on, Mr. Kingsley Keke, and we just want to, normally what we do for our first-time guests is we give them what we call brag time. But since you're a player, what we're going to do is we're going to do what we call meet the player, and I've got 12 kind of real simple questions just to give people a little idea.
I'm interested in these answers.
Yeah, of who you are here. You ready?